This thriller was delayed by 15 minutes because of crowd congestion, but Tiverton fans didn't have to wait long before they were celebrating Richard Pear's teasing run, ending in a fine solo goal. After 64 minutes, Devon seemed to have got the better of Sussex when Tiverton went 2 up. Pears again the scorer, heading in Phil Everett's cross. But the secret to Crawley's comeback was their immediate response. Within 2 minutes they'd scored. Neil Lebihan's shot, spilt by goalkeeper Paul Edwards, and Nick McDonald pounced. Then the all Dr. Martens Premier League encounter swung the way of Crawley when McDonald equalised after good work by Ben Judge. Cue more baffling goal celebrations. The momentum is now firmly with the home side, and with 3 minutes to go, the Broadfield Stadium got what it wanted as Crawley completed the stunning turnaround. Warren Bagnall is here, juggling the ball past the goalkeeper for the winner.
They've made an impressive start to their league campaign, and they headed to Guiseley, who've also begun the season well in the Blue Square North. But it was the visitors who were quickest out of the blocks, and with just 15 minutes played, Craig McAllister squared for Matt Tubbs to slot in. And the Red Devils doubled their lead before half-time as Scott Nielsen capped a neat move by lashing home Tubbs' delivery. With Guiseley on the ropes, Danny Hall was allowed to cut inside and fire in a low drive that was too good for Stephen Drench in the Guiseley goal. And there was no let-up from Crawley, who continued to look for goals, and their duly added number 4 when the impressive McAllister latched onto a long ball and crossed for substitute Richard Brodie to net his 4th of the season. And the substitute turned provider 3 minutes later as Crawley wrapped up the scoring. Brodie rounding Drench before crossing for Argentine Sergio Torres to head in as Crawley eased through to round 2.
Last season's FA Cup giant killers Crawley found themselves as favourites when they faced Bury at Gig Lane. Steve Evans' team with a more positive from the off. Sergio Torres denied by Cameron Belford. Crawley, who were knocked out of last term's competition by Manchester United at the 5th round stage, deservedly took the lead when Tyrone Barnett headed home Andy Drury's corner. Richard Barker's side then should have equalised. An almighty scramble in the Crawley penalty area saw the ball fall to Andy Bishop, but unbelievably he missed from point-blank range, Scott Shearer somehow getting in the way. Crawley calmed any nerves with a second goal 8 minutes from time. Josh Simpson's cutback, expertly netted by Michael Doughty, the 18-year-old with a maiden FA Cup goal.
It was a good ball up to Gary Alexander, who I think dropped it down to Billy Clark, and Josh has run beyond him, and this just slid him in between the 2 defenders. The goalkeeper's come out and probably made the job a little bit easier for Josh, to be fair. It's something we'd been talking about. We worked on yesterday with Josh Simpson trying to go beyond the strikers, and he did it really well. That's pleasing when you've worked on something in training and then you put it in place. After that, it was a bit of a non-entity for 10 minutes. But then, obviously, in the second half, the game became a little bit more stretched. We need to make sure we got the first goal, and we need to do it pretty quickly, because if we got the first goal in 5 or 10 minutes, it might have knocked their enthusiasm a little bit. But as it happened, it took us a while to get it. Nicky Adams out wide, who put a great ball into Gary, and he held it up well. They were claiming handball, but I'm not sure. He held it up well, smashed it across the box, and Billy Clark does what he does best, get on the end of things. after that it pretty much looked like we switched off, to be fair. So, and obviously we made it difficult for ourselves for the last 5 minutes. Looked like a fairly speculative shot that Paul Jones looked like he was going to deal with. It ended up hitting the bar and dropping to one of their players who finished it really well, to be fair. It was something that I'm sure he wasn't expecting as it bounced back off the bar. Once it went to 2-1, they might as well go for it. We ended up hanging on. Some good defending. We threw ourselves in the way and we were committed to the cause. They hit the post in the 90th minute, I think it was, and we certainly shouldn't be relying on that. First half performance, pleased with predominantly. Certainly pleased with the result. I wouldn't have liked to have come here and played particularly well and ended up getting beat, that is for certain. So,
Adams. Done well, Adams, driven across the penalty area, and it's found its way into the back of the net, and that may well have come off Darren Campion, the captain. Proctor was celebrating in the centre, but I'm sure this was sliced into his own net by Campion. Indeed it was, and Crawley lead by a goal to 0. We talked about the industry of Nicky Adams, and he's created the goal. Osborne. Sadler sticking tightly to him, he could be away here. Osborne takes a tumble, and that's a penalty. Michael Ball points to the spot. There's no complaints from Crawley. It was clumsy from Sadler. And a chance for Elliot Durrell to extend his 100% record from the penalty spot and gets goal number 20 of an ever-impressive season, the 24-year-old. It's been kept fairly quiet by the Crawley defence all afternoon, but he sends the goalkeeper the wrong way with an excellent penalty. And Hensford, from the Conference North, a level. Walsh. Hurst. Bit of space here for James Hurst to work in. Gets it back from Drury. It's good play from Hurst, who's in behind Alex Melbourne. Chance for Jones. Couldn't keep the shot down. That's a good opportunity for Mike Jones to restore Crawley's lead. Adams with a corner. Connolly getting forward for this one. Francis misses it and turned in by Emile Sinclair. The substitute, who's only been on the field a couple of minutes, restores Crawley's lead. Francis made a move towards the ball, didn't get there, and Sinclair stabbed in from close range. It almost hit him on the knee.